Hello. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, I like your shirt. That's a really cute color.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good color. Is it your favorite color?
Uh, no, my favorite color is yellow.
Oh, that was my favorite color when I was a kid. I used to separate all the little like Skittles
Mhm.
in all the colors, and I would separate the yellow ones specifically and eat those last. So
Me.
good color. It's a good color. Right. Yes, I have coffee, and it's 2 p.m. here. It's fine.
Oh, it's totally okay. If you see what I have,
Is that Coke Zero?
yeah.
I was just telling my dad about Coke Zero. I'm visiting my family right now, and we had a Coke together last night. And I was like, "Dad, have you ever tried Coke Zero?" And he was like, "No, no." So now I'm gonna make you try to get him to try it. So hey, cheers. Boom. What is yours? Oh no, I'm so sorry. What does yours say on it?
Sorry, what did you?
What does yours say on the Coke Zero? Don't they sometimes say
Oh,
like names or something? Mate,
mate.
not mate. Yeah,
But with the smaller bottles, it says names.
yeah. I think one of like all they'll say like bro or sis. It's always fun.
Um, Here in the Netherlands, there's also names on the smaller.
That's so cool. I've never seen my name on one. Did you get to see your name?
Yeah,
My name's Janelle. So nice.
but
Lucky.
my name is
I don't get it.
pretty popular girl name.
Then that means you get your name on Coke bottles. That's great. That's good. I'll just wait one day.
um, do you like to get into it right away, or do you want to get to know me more before we
Well,
go?
I want to get to know you because this is the first time that we're chatting, and like I've gotten to like see some of your interviews, but I've never this is the first time we've gotten to chat.
Yeah,
So tell me more about you. I think don't you have like a YouTube channel too,
yeah.
or you've been doing so many of these. That's so cool.
I think now my one with you is gonna be my 44.
That's insane. That's also kind of insane. This vertical world has sort of blown up. So it's kind of also insane that there's that many people to interview. And you've done two of my friends, Sarah Grace and Jess Jacoby. Obviously Jess, because we just did the film together. But yeah, I just saw Sarah Grace the other day. So she says hi.
uh,
Yeah.
she's so sweet.
That's so cool. How like what was the first vertical that you watched where you were like, I want to like talk to these people? Like what got you into doing all this? Or you just like liked them all so much and then it kind of happened naturally?
Before we do that, do you know my name? Maybe we start with that.
Sure.
My name is Summer.
I was wondering how to say it. I didn't want to say it like badly. I didn't know if it was like Sunny, Sunny. Can you say it one more time for me?
Summer.
Sana.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Okay.
thank you.
Good. I was nervous about that actually. I was like, oh God, I don't want to like say this the wrong way, but
Oh no,
Sana.
you're fine.
Right.
But
Right.
to answer your question, my first vertical was it's called Pregnant by My Ex's Dad on Real Short.
Classic.
It's not the one with Jesse and Tess. There are
No,
like three or four maybe.
maybe. I've never seen it. It's like a classic scenario. There's always a love triangle of sorts and,
Hmm.
drama. And
Yeah, that was my first one, and I think right away after the rest followed.
yeah. And that, yeah. Hey, and that's how it goes. Just the best things happen naturally and they just go. They're really cool. They're so cool. You get to talk to so many people. It's awesome.
Yeah, now you're next.
Yay. It's so funny if you can see My streak. I have a streak starting. You see it?
Mm,
I'll just play evil games forever. Alrighty. Shall we?
yeah.
Shall we begin?
First one, I always start with this one, and I think maybe you know what I'm gonna say if you have seen my other ones, and that is if you if you could give yourself an introduction.
If I can give myself a what?
Good introduction.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay. Hello, world, vertical world. I'm Janelle Yull. I was just playing Lucy in Mommy, Why Did Daddy Let Me Die? I am originally from Boston, Massachusetts in the States, but I now live full time in New York City. And I grew up dancing and singing, and now I'm beginning to be immersed in this world, this very heightened world of drama and deception and kidnappings and um, crazy circumstances. And it has been a blast. And so may this be the beginning of many more. It's my long intro.
Is there a fun fact you can share about you?
Oh, I'm a twin. That's always my fun fact I like to share. I have a twin brother. I am older by a minute. Um, but I was, the artistic, the more outgoing artistic sibling, and he's also a writer, but he decided to go off and work. He's a software engineer, so he has like more of a real job. And so I always like to joke that he's the smart twin, and I was the artistic, twin who like just wanted to sing and dance or whatnot. But yeah, but I'm a twin. And a really random fact that I actually like to lead with sometimes is I have an innie outie belly button. Totally random. I know. It's not quite an innie. It's not an outie. But yeah, I'm a twin brother, fraternal brother. I don't know a life without him, which is really cool. No other siblings though. So yeah.
Um, I also say this always: if you want to know more about me too, you can also ask that.
Oh, good, because I did want to know, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, older brother,
By how many years?
2.5 years.
Mm.
He's
How does it feel being the younger sibling? What's that like? I don't know it.
mm, it depends.
Mm. Do you get away with more?
Yeah, especially with my father.
Oh, really? But not with mom.
No,
Not so much. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Moms can kind of see through everything.
yeah,
Ugh.
but I always had a better relationship with my dad, so
There you go.
also,
You can't have it all, but you can have that. Are you and your sibling? Are you close?
yeah,
Yeah.
closer than
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Yeah, that makes sense. Does he live close by?
He lives a half hour away from me with the train.
Oh, that's not bad.
I have my
Close
own
enough.
house. This is my own house.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Are you ever gonna do like an apartment tour one day? Like
Maybe.
a room tour? You should do it. You're like, this is where I do my interviews. It's a cool. Is that like a red couch behind you?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I don't have a red couch. That's cool.
That's
That's an eye-popping color. That's like a podcast couch. That's an interview podcast couch. Maybe you're gonna do podcasts next. I don't know.
maybe.
Who knows where you're gonna who knows? We'll circle back in a year and we'll see. We'll do another one of these after I've played all the villains. I'll have, taken all the secret CEO money and become something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a crazy plot. Um, then we'll be back and you'll be doing podcasts and we'll spill all the vertical tea.
Is do you really want to play mostly villains, or is that a joke?
Mostly villains. It's funny. with Travis, who played William in Mommy Why Did Dad Let Me Die,
Mhm.
are like day one or day two on set, he's like, "Oh, it's crazy you're playing the villain. You more have a vibe of like, playing, not the villain." But I do typically get cast as the villain, the other woman. I don't know if that's because of like my dark hair, my streak. I don't know why, but I mean they're fun. I think also sometimes empowered women often get um also often get labeled as villains because they
Mhm.
know what they want and they go after it, and it can be really easy for those women depending on whose point of view the story is from. Like in Mommy Why Did Daddy Let Me Die, it's definitely from Rachel's perspective. So like of course, and Lucy wasn't the best person either. I'm not here to like defend her choices, but like at the end of the day, like you can't judge your character. So like, Lucy wanted William, so she did everything she could to go get them. But there are other circumstances and other verticals I've seen where like the empowered woman who goes after what she wants is the villain in someone else's story and she's more misunderstood. She maybe makes some like not the best choices or like maybe lacks some empathy, which is part of what makes them evil. But I do find them a lot of more fun. They're a lot more freeing because when you play more ingenue characters or you play more like, the characters that go through more of a sad arc, there's that pressure to do it truthfully. Where if you're playing a villain, like there's no rules. You kind of just go for it and you can kind of play every single take or like there's just no rules. So if my lot in life is to play the villain, welcome. Let's do it. But I would love to get some stretches and do I just did another audition for another vertical. We'll see. Where it was coming from the other side. I wasn't the other woman. I was the one being left by my husband. And so that would be fun to do too, to be able to have that other side. But I do know that I always like I know there's mischief sometimes behind my eyes, and that can be really easily played into a villain. So let's go.
um, I think I already know what you're gonna say about the next question. But did you always want to pursue acting?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, I didn't know until I was like 15 officially. But I remember when I was a kid and I watched Disney Channel as the rest of us did. And I remember first being like really like I really there was this website that would like talk about different like submissions that you could do, and I had our next door neighbor growing up was a professional photographer, and he did take my first like professional headshots when I was 13 or 14. So it was in my world pretty young, but I was shy. But then it wasn't until I started doing theater in high school where I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I want to do this." And like I'd always danced growing up. So I knew of musicals, which is ended up what I ended up going to school for. And I've gotten to do a lot of like regional productions of like Mamma Mia, Chicago, Beauty and the Beast, Music Man, Chorus Line, Sunset Boulevard. So that's where that took me at first. So yeah, I was about 15. We did the Greek tragedy Medea when I was 16, which is really tragic and quite graphic. Do you know it? Well,
No.
she's like a sorceress who honestly they should make a vertical out of it, but she's a sorceress who gets left by her husband, and she gets like banished from where they live, and so she gets really mad and she kills like everyone. She kills her ex-husband's new wife, her ex-husband's new wife's dad, and the two kids that she had, because like she couldn't look at them anymore, like see. So it's really dark, but and that was oddly enough the play where I was like, this is awesome. So maybe that's why I play villains, because like that was what got me to be like, I want to pursue playing people forever. But yeah, kind of from that point on, it was that. And so when you think about it, 15 is pretty young to like commit your life to something. So in a sense, but I always, danced growing up. Before I started singing, I was too shy to, but I always wanted to. I loved Camp Rock, which, as you've probably seen the videos,
Yeah,
which it's so great, so great. Nature is healing. Everything is coming back.
I
Um,
saw
and I think that was very fun.
yesterday, yesterday
Huh?
or the day before. I don't remember when you post.
Yeah. It was in the middle of the night too, or at least over here in the States, like on Eastern time. And it was in the middle of the night, and I was like, "What is happening?" It was crazy. And like, she looks just like she did during like the Camp Rock movies for
Yeah,
Demi, which means that she's probably healing, which is really beautiful. The world is healing. So yeah, I guess I did kind of always know. If you think that like 15 is really young, um, and I've been doing it for a while, so it's kind of crazy. It's nice being welcomed into the vertical world, though. Um, I have my friend Jack. He's been doing some of the mobster ones. And Jack, Sarah Grace, and I all went to school together in New York City. So we're having a lot of fun watching each other embrace this world. It's really cool.
kind of random question, but did you have a favorite Camp Rock film?
A favorite film?
Favorite Camp Rock film?
Oh, favorite Camp Rock film. Well, I kind of the first one, I feel like, because so I'm visiting my parents. I was sitting in this room with the TV that's over there, sitting on that couch. And I remember watching like the opening credits for the first time. And like there was something about, a girl who doesn't have all the connections that everyone else has, who's um, there because I think her mom was like working in the kitchen or
Yeah.
something. And like, I didn't have a lot of connections to break into this industry when I was a kid either. And that was what came out when I was, I think, like 13, maybe. So like, I was even 13 or 14. And so like, I was just figuring out that this was something that maybe I wanted to do. Or I was just learning that it was a thing that you could do, let alone that I would want to be able to do it. And I was still shy at that time. And so I think the first Camp Rock, I definitely have a lot more memories of movie-wise, but I remember when they were doing press and the performances for Camp Rock 2, I remember those performances a lot more. So more than the movie even. So I guess I remember the movie Camp Rock more. So I think that one's my favorite, but I remember the performances for
Mm.
Camp Rock 2, and those were really, really awesome. So I think the movie Camp Rock 1, my favorite. The era of Camp Rock 2, great. Which is sad because Demi was not okay at that time. So I'm glad she's okay now.
Yeah.
That's what's always sad. And I loved her album that came after that. I forget, here we go again. I love that album. I would play those songs on my guitar all the time. So it's sad to know that like such formative she was such a formative person for me in my teens, and that she wasn't well. So that's another reason why seeing these videos, why I was posting, like I couldn't stop posting about it, because like that just, I hope it means that like she's also healing as she's looking back on that time of her life and is able to reclaim it in a healthier way. And that makes it even more fun, you know? So what about you? Camp Rock 1 or 2? And did you see that they might do a third?
Yeah, I saw.
I wonder what that plot would be. Like, they're all gonna reunite. Oh, I bet they're gonna try to like. I bet the camp is gonna about
Mm.
to go under or like get taken over. They have to save Camp Rock. I bet that's what it is.
Say, did you also
Okay.
have a favorite song of Camp Rock? Now I'm gonna go off subject a lot, but I don't care.
I know, right? We're completely off topic now. Well, this is me. I think I've considered, so for like when you audition for musicals and Broadway and things like that, you have a book of songs that you sing, and it's called your rep book, like for
Mhm.
repertoire. And I wanted to for years put "This Is Me" in it, but I guess if I sang it, I'd have to like do the knees, right? I have to like do the knees. But "This Is Me," and then what else? Um, What's the song? There's a song that Demi sings. It's not the duet though. Um, I don't know what it was called. There was this other song that she sang in the second movie that I liked, but I don't remember. Um,
Um,
so I think this is me. Right? Like I can't remember it, but like I can almost like remember. I think she's like in a yellow dress and she like sings it, but I don't remember what the song is. So
I don't know.
we're gonna miss this is me. Particularly though, from around that era, not Camp Rock though. La La Land, Don't Forget. Um that song's the first. Yeah, La La Land is a fun one. Do you remember that song?
Yeah,
Oh god. So
yeah. Demi is also my childhood.
really?
Yeah,
So you remember the movie she did with Selena Gomez too?
one hundred
That one?
percent.
Such a good one. What are some of your favorite Demi songs then?
Boo. Heart, heartbreak. Something with
What is it?
heartbreak.
Oh, Heart Attack?
Yeah.
Or
Thank you.
it's a good era. It's a good time. That's some stuff. Good stuff out there. Really the true heartbeat to pop rock over here.
Yeah,
So
but I'm glad.
all right, I guess we should get back on track now that we've talked about Camp Rock and Demi Lovato. Formative years, truly.
No, I like this kind of talk. So it's
Me too.
oh yeah, there I was. How did you learn about the verticals from Sarah Eikert?
I I learned about the verticals a couple years ago. And they would show up on my Instagram with as like, ads for the apps. And I would be like, what are these? I was like, and my roommate, there was one about like hockey. There was like a hockey lover
I,
situation. And my roommate, we were talking, and I was like, have you heard of, have you seen these? And she was like, yeah. She was like, girl, I have to tell you, like, I paid to watch them. Like I fully have committed. Like it's too good. Um, and so I remember like first getting also some auditions for them and not knowing really what they were because they were just like vertical short form content. So it was like a new sort of type of film ish. Uh that I wasn't really sure of what they were. And then so I would read these scripts and I'd be like, what is going on? These scenarios are insane. Um and then over time I like learned about them. I did my first one, which was I told you it was just like a small part in My Husband Regrets Divorcing Me, and it was so much fun. And everyone was really fun to work with. And my friend, when I was auditioning for that, Sarah Grace actually, she was my reader for my self tape for the first one. And I was like, Sarah, like I was like, have you heard of these? Like, do you know what's happening? She's like, oh yeah, like I'm going to China for one of these actually. Like I'm kind of scared, but like I'm kind of we'll see. Like I guess I'm going. And she went off and then like almost never came back until she's been going around and doing so many of them um, and then of course I booked that one and learned how fun they were. And then I was like, well, I want to do more. And so then I just kept auditioning for a lot of them. And then I got this one and it's just been a blast. And it's been really fun to, because I've been, in the industry for like over 10 years, which is crazy. And so it's been really fun to take my training as a dancer and try to tell stories physically, take my training from musical theater and try to incorporate those big expressions and those big emotions, and also some of my film training because you have to be able to do it in this little small box. And so it's been really really fun, and also you have to be emotionally available to the people that you're with, and even if you don't agree with their choices, aka Lucy. And so it's been really fun to be able to take all of my skills and put them into this vertical world because it's so unique, and I think it's really smart. Like we have our phones with us everywhere. The episodes aren't long. It's like it's like a car accident. You don't want to look away, but some of these scenarios are crazy, and they all of a sudden you don't know. All of a sudden, someone's kidnapped, or someone gets hurt, or someone's pregnant, or like it's crazy. Um, and I've been saying that they're just like a different form of like Shakespeare, because every line means so much. You have to be able to like carry all of that into um one line. So it's been really fun to take all of my training I've ever done and like try to and have it fit into this very big, very expression heavy world, but that's also smaller on camera. Like these worlds are so vibrant. So how do you make that work and come across? It's really fun. So yeah, they're taking over the world, I think.
Or you have a situation when somebody gets pushed.
Oh, like how do you how do you handle the stage combat
Yeah.
kind of? So I don't want to give it away. But I was showing my mom and she was like, so many slaps. I was like, don't worry. No actors were harmed in the making of this film. But there was one moment, I don't know what episode it is. It's when I'm in the white dress.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be my plug for like, mommy, why did dad let me die? You have to watch until I'm in the white dress. And it was just Jess and I at the beginning of filming. And obviously she is I don't want to give spoilers, but it's me against her. And there was a moment where we were just like playing off of each other, and she was like, you can like, get in my face. And I was like, she was like, you can like touch me, you can whatever. And I was like, what if so stage slaps are fake. Like no one's actually like fully getting a handful of a slap every time.
Mhm.
But so she was like, you can, go for it if you want to. And I was like, okay, what if I just like tapped your face and like, played with your hair or something, but I'm going to tap your face and I'm not going to tell you when to do it. She was like, okay. And it was the only time we did this in this take. And it was just our like way of sort of just like playing and keeping it fun, keeping it fresh. And I did it at this one point. I like tapped her face, and and they kept it in, and the reaction that they have from her, you can tell, you look like she's about to break, because she was so shocked that one, I actually did it, and two, apparently I did it harder than than she thought I was going to. And so you should rewatch it, because there's that moment after I hang up the phone with William, and I like am talking to her, and I get really close to her face, and I tap her face, and you should see her reaction, because it was I mean, it fit into the film, but it was also definitely part Jess in there too, because she didn't expect me to like actually do it, and harder than I even planned on doing it. So, but it was fun. We were both really really into it, and really having fun. So,
Now I need
but
to.
usually
Now I
you
need to
have to go. Yeah, you
rewatch
have to go
it.
back and watch it and tell me if you see it. You have to. It's so funny. But then I guess all the times I got pulled, like sometimes they'll put a pillow there, like it's all a lot of smoke and mirrors. But the effect, like you still want to be able to, like if you push or you get pulled to the ground, like there's a fine line actor to actor of doing it where like you can still feel what's happening, but you're not gonna get hurt. Because if you have to do it, I don't know, 5 takes, 10 takes, you can only do it so many times. And then there was, I think, one time in one of the hospital scenes, I definitely I like had bruises the next day, because I like, had my knee. But I like that. That's where my dance background helps. I like feeling like I was doing it.
Mm-hmm. I totally get that. Mm, mm, uh, what do you like to do in your free times?
Oh, it's not out my free time. Well, okay. So in my free time, I like to take a lot of quiet time to sort of get back. This is gonna sound very hippie, but I like, and very like actory, whatever. But I like to take a lot of quiet time and get back into myself, and like feel how I am doing as a person, as an artist. I'm a really big advocate for mental health and healing, and it can be we live so much on our phones and in technology, and we're met with so much content. In one sense, that's really beautiful, and in another sense, it can kind of cause us to forget who we are, or we're constantly trying to recreate that in our own life. And I try to get back to myself as much as possible by making sure that what I create in my life and the habits that I have and the friendships that I create, that it's as authentic to me as possible, because then um, that's going to reflect in my acting work as well. And so I'm a big journaler. I do like watching like vlogs on YouTube when people are like, come along with me. I love those. For some reason, I kind of always used to want to be one of those people and do that. But I've also been reading some fantasy books. Like my roommate was like, you have to read Fourth Wing. It took me a year because it's so busy to like be an actor living in New York City. Like you're constantly just always doing something. So I finally finished it, and then I went right away to buy the second book. So I'm trying to take the moments to slow down and enjoy life, and like now I'm looking out the window on my childhood home and like absorbing the nature and the trees, and so I try to do that in my free time. Try to have that feeling of play. And then I don't know, I want to see my friends more, and have more coffee dates and have more you know drink dates, if and spend time with my partner, and just sort of the more life I can soak up, the more that can inform my work. So that's I don't know, everything I do in my free time I try to have inform my work. I'm trying to I want to dance more again. I've been doing that more, just because there's life can be so vibrant, there's so much to do, and you know I want to do all of it. So it really changes what I do in my free time, but I try to at least like read, journal, take a second, watch some YouTube videos, watch some verticals. you know.
Do you
What
watch
about you? What do
them
you
yet?
do in your free time? Hmm?
Do you watch Verticals yet?
I watch like I always when I always go in, sometimes even check on the ones that I'm doing, or like try to see the ones that my friends are in. I get caught by the posters, and I like watch a couple episodes, and I'm like, oh, that's insane. And then like I don't have a like it's almost like my attention span goes, and then I see another one, and I'm like, woo, whoa. I want to look at that one, and or so I need to actually like commit to watching them long term. But I'll watch 5 episodes and be like, that one's cool, and then I'll go to another one and be like, that was cool. I'm like, whoa. And then I try to watch the ones my friends are in. But I don't find all of them all the time, but I try to watch those. So
Oh,
what do you do in your free time?
I like to go shopping with my best friends, or like city trips,
Ooh, yeah.
or I like to write. I have my own book.
Yeah. You
Uh,
wrote your own book?
yeah,
Where can oh wait, you did wait, no. Did you tell me that? Yes. No, I don't remember. But no. Where can we read it? Where can the world read it?
I have a website where people can buy it. Yeah.
What website is it? You should say it on this interview. Shameless plug. So everyone can go read it.
It's a Dutch website. It's called bookscout.jo.nl.
Is it in your Instagram bio?
Not yet.
Hmm, maybe you should put it in there.
In my Instagram bio is a schedule thing, so people can schedule an interview with me.
Oh yeah, how is that working, by the way? Because that's newer that you started to do that. Is that a lot easier?
I do think so, because then the actor can just look at when I'm
Yeah,
available and don't have to wait for responses from me, or
that
the
makes
other
sense.
way around too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
A lot easier that way.
I do have one booking right now, so it works. So yeah,
Yay! What vertical did they do most recently?
the actress, hmm, I don't remember. So
Well, look out for it. That's so exciting.
yeah. And yeah, I also love to go to concerts.
Oh yeah. What was the last concert you went to, or do you have like a favorite artist other than Demi, which we discussed?
Dini Lewis.
Ooh, I don't know if I know Danny Lewis.
Hmm.
What I don't know if I know his song, or maybe I do. I just don't know that he did them.
Do you know the song How Do I Say Goodbye?
Maybe
It's his popular one.
I'm gonna have to look up after after we're done. I'll have to go look up Danny Lewis. I bet I do. I just don't know that I do.
I
You know what
think
I mean?
he's quite popular at the moment, so I think.
Probably do.
Or Tate McRae. I also really love Tate McRae.
What's your favorite Tate McRae song?
Mm, I have three.
Three?
Yeah, Sports Car,
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Revolving Door, and You Broke Me First.
Oh, those are all good ones. I think Revolving Door and Sports Car are my two of those three. Those are my two, I think.
Oh, the the next question on my list was music.
Oh, great. We're already look at that. What was the question? Like, what's my favorite music,
Yeah.
or just? Mm, I like Taylor Swift. It's actually a timely color, orange and mint green. There's no mint green, but I'm wearing orange. Yeah, I've liked Taylor Swift since I was a kid. Since I learned how to play guitar in her songs. Um, as I feel like so many people did. That's not even a unique thing to say. Like, oh, I learned how to play playing Taylor Swift songs. So did everyone else. Um, I Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
What's listen to Michael Jackson. Controversial, I know.
Iconic.
Um, I'm trying to like visualize Brandy Carlisle. Um, Wicked, obviously. Um, yeah, my playlist is just like a shuffle of random um songs. Demi Lovato, obviously, we
Yeah,
talked about. Who is Passenger?
I,
Is like a British. Yeah, yeah.
I know.
He just constantly comes out with music, and I just love it's acoustic. It's introspective. It's wise. It's um just full of life, but not in a very exaggerated way. It's just like I don't know whatever he's thinking about in his songs. I always go back to his music. I like Passenger. Um, it feels like a blanket, like a quilted blanket.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's definitely others that I listen to. Oh, there's this one song I love called "You Make Me Feel" with "You Make Me Feel" by Johnny Ballack. He's not very, or he's not something. He's not big. I don't know, what his audience is, but I love that song. And it was a single that came out years ago, and it's pink with purple palm trees, and "You Make Me Feel" on it. So you look it up. It's very fun. It's got a good
I
groove.
will.
It's got a good. You should. It's a good song. Those are my answers. Long, long story short.
Now's the jazz question.
Oh gosh. Okay. Of
I had to bring her up since she is
course,
one of my favorites.
she's the best. She's the best.
Yeah, how was it working with her? I wrote down.
Oh my god, it was great. It was we became friends pretty quickly. There was actually one night, it was the night before our final day of shooting that we all stayed in like a house. And she and I stayed up until like 1 o'clock in the morning, like chatting just like about life. We were both they had this wraparound farmer's porch in the house and we these like swinging benches on the porch and we just like sat there talking outside
Mhm.
until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And obviously we had a lot of fun shooting the scene where, it's me versus her. Um, and we both went to school for acting. I studied Meisner, and I think she went to Lee Strasberg and studied more method. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. She'll tell me if I'm wrong. um
Or she will
but
react
she
on
so,
the video.
yeah, right, exactly. And she spent a lot of time in New York though, and LA, and I live in New York, and so we had a lot to talk about in terms of living life in New York, and we just loved talking about some of the actor stuff that you do and the work that you want to do one day and how you like to approach characters and scenes. And we would also get coffee on breaks if we could when we were shooting in New York City actually. And she was just great. I felt very much like it felt like a sister, like a very kindred spirits. I'm a little bit older than she is, so we definitely had this sort of bond. But there's some things in life that she's seen more of than I have, and vice versa. And so it was really great to work with her. It was very, and I like her work. I think her work is so. She had to cry so much in Mommy Why Did Daddy Die? Like she had to cry so much. So I really just admire her work. And how do you do that? How do you take that same emotion but change it up a little bit? And grief isn't linear, and obviously this isn't going to be like an expose on grief. It's not like
Yeah.
it's that real, but it could be if you wanted to. And her just I like how her work is subtle but real. Um Raw and exciting. I think she's gonna go really far. I mean, she already has, but I think she's gonna go even further. And I loved working with her. It was nice to be able to have like a sister and talk all night the last night before filming.
No,
So I'm excited for when we get to work together again or when we get to hang out and stuff. So
no.
she better say the same about me.
Maybe she will when I talk to her again.
Yeah. Are you going to, or you don't know yet? You
Um,
don't.
we are planning to talk again.
Oh yay! She better say the same about me. Just kidding.
No, I will love hearing about Jess. Jess is
Yeah.
just the sweetest.
She's so sweet. She's got like hint of glamour, but she's still real. Like I just love her vibe. She's like um glamorous with like cowboy boots. I don't even know. Like it's that mix of that, but also being grounded and like
Yeah.
not afraid to rub some dirt. Like she wants to do, the real work. So I think that's why people love her so much.
Yeah. Okay, here comes the question I was waiting for. How did you prepare for your villain role in Mommy Why Did Daddy Let Me Die?
Alrighty. Well, so what's crazy about when you're an actor, part of your full-time job is to audition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you and I remember being really busy when I got the audition for this. And so I was left with like no choice but to film it at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I remember thinking like I'm just gonna have to like I don't have time to really like go through and so I'm like I'm just gonna have fun with it and like do crazy choices and just like commit to them. She's a villain, she's crazy. I also read for Jess's role. And I remember there's a scene where, she's in the bathtub, and that was one of the scenes that we used to audition. And I like wet my hair for it. And I, put it like smudged my makeup as if I was underwater or whatnot. But so when it got to doing Lucy's material, I was like, I don't know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't have time to like, really go. And also she's the villain. So she's going to do some crazy stuff. So like, I'm just going to have fun with it. And I did at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was just making crazy choices. And then they reached out to me and they were like, "We want you to play Lucy." And I was like, "Man, I got to figure out now how to make this person, multiple episodes long," because I was just having fun. And that's always how this happens. You always like it's the time when you're just like, well, they're not gonna want me to do it, so I'm just gonna have a really great time. And that's when they're like, "Hey, can you play this role?" And I was so excited because I wanted to do verticals for a while. So how I prepared I was just like, well, you can't judge your character. She's making some questionable decisions.
Mm-hmm.
She clearly has got a very evil side. She's really passionate about getting what she wants. And I came at it from that lens of like, while trying to sprinkle in a little bit of her fakeness or trying to sprinkle in a little bit like, when is her facade? She's very convincing for William, even though we all as the audience are like, dude, just open your eyes, you know? But so where could I be really convincing and where could I sprinkle in a little bit of mischief and where could I sprinkle in when she's panicking and she's trying to course correct really quickly. So like the moments where she almost seems like fake or really putting it on, almost to the point where like the audience is like, that I can see right through that. But William couldn't. Though I tried to find moments like all the different colors of when she's panicking and she is doesn't care if she's not well, she cares if she's not convincing, but like where is it she when she's losing the game? What is she like when she's trying a new tactic? What's she like when she's fully trying to be earnest? You know, because I wanted to make her not seem human, but also seem a little like she's kind of confusing. Like you don't know what you're gonna get with her.
Mm.
So then by the time you reach the end, she's like full crazy, like full like then you see all the things that were underneath the surface that she was trying to hide. And so with people like her, even if in some moments she was so genuine, like she genuinely wants what's best for William. But if what's best for William is not what's best for her, then she won't care about it. But in the moments when it's aligned, she'll be really authentic. And that's what part of makes her crazy is that she could be like some moments you really might not know. She might seem really believable.
Mhm.
Or maybe she's mostly sane but has a little bit of a crazy streak. No, the crazy streak is that's what's consistent. That's what's real. And she's, you know, she'll literally do whatever to
Get what you
get what
want.
she wants.
Didn't
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to move on. I guess in the one thing because she's so her the facade goes away so much at the end. I
Mhm.
also wanted to sprinkle in like I wanted there to be potential for people to see that she might crack or that she was a little over the top or I wanted to be able to have that be shown at least every once in a while because then when it really does crack, you know she's not gonna you know what's gonna happen. She's gonna falter. That's gonna be her demise. Like fatal flaw. It's actually, you know, there's no saving or coming back from that. And so yeah, that's how I prepared. How I could sprinkle all of that into one person. Yeah.
Sorry. I,
I know, I talk with my hands. My partner always makes fun of me. I talk with my hands all the time.
no, I do
It's
that too, but that's funny.
a very natural thing to do. But yeah, he makes fun of me all the time.
That was not my intention to make fun of you. Or
Oh no, no, no. I love it. I'm Italian, so you know.
oh yeah, what for roles are you hoping to play in the future?
Like what types of roles?
Yeah.
So I love Sandra Bullock, Marissa Tomei, and Anne Hathaway. And I love all of them because I love Anne Hathaway because she's always like the smart, she has a smart, witty quality to her. And she'll fight for what she wants, but there's always a hint of like that romance too. And I love Marissa Tomei's work because she's always edgy. She's familiar, but she's edgy. And she's got grit and she's got fight and she's got like this like street coolness to her. And then I love Sandra Bullock, like Practical Magic, which they're making a sequel for. Like she's got that witchy energy, but she's still fun and can still be silly. And all of those qualities are like things that I really love about them as actresses. And so in terms of roles, I'd love to be able to do roles like that. But I'd also love to be like, I love Christopher Nolan films, and I just watched Sinners for the first time, which to me felt like a merge of Christopher Nolan films and like Quentin Tarantino film. But I love Interstellar and I love The Prestige, which are both Christopher Nolan films. Like there's that mystery and there's that intellect there. Um, and I'd want to be in films and do roles like that too. But I also want to like play Kate in Taming of the Shrew, or I want to, you know. dance in Moulin Rouge, on Broadway, or what else? Or play like Eurydice or a Fate in Hadestown, which I've been in for before. So maybe in the time when you come to New York City, I'll be in that show, and then we can, unite backstage. But yeah, so like I love or be in a film like I love Lord of the Rings, because I feel like those films were very formative to me when I was a kid, because there's that honor, there's that respect, there's you're fighting for something and for people, and it feels like it's otherworldly but familiar. It's like life were a piece of parchment paper. So I'd want to do that, or like be in a film that takes place in like the Victorian era, or like Sense and Sensibility, or Little Women. I did get to dance in Little Women, actually, with like Greta Gerwig, her Little Women. I got to meet Florence Pugh. It was really cool. I got to dance in like a ball gown with a actual metal hoop skirt and wearing a corset. It was really, really fun. We did it for like 12 hours. We were in carrying our metal hoop skirts around in a corset for over 12 hours. It was insane. But so I'd love to be in films like that too. So, and I guess it's hard to pin down like what role I want to play, because those roles are you can only play the roles that haven't come out in those films yet. But Kate and Taming of the Shrew, or being in Hadestown, being in what else? Oh, Belle. I've in Beauty and the Beast. That's hilarious. Because that sort of same quality. But I'd be in like the Hunger Games Belle. Like it'd be the kind where she gets kidnapped by a beast. Like that's dark. I want to rub some dirt in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, films like that have like they're fantastical, but they're real, or like people that are fighting for something, or that have like a mysterious twist to them, or even as a kid, I even loved Tuck Everlasting. There was something about like riding a horse into a field that like felt so whimsical and freeing, and so things like that. Hopefully that paints a picture. I'm so bad at answering that question.
No, you're not. You're
No.
pretty great.
Oh, thank you. Good. Good.
I just realized I wrote the same question twice.
Hey, you really wanted to know the answer.
um, if you could give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Give my younger self a advice.
Yeah.
Ooh. I would if excuse me. I would tell my younger self to trust herself more. I would tell my younger self that she knew what she was doing and she knew what she was talking about. And that this world that we live in is made up by adults. And she's going to be an adult one day and learn that everyone else is making it up. And she has every right to make it up just like they did. But hers is still attached to more of a more heart and more empathy um, than some of the world around her. So she should ferociously believe in that more and carry it with the weight that it actually deserves. That's what I would tell her. Yeah. Same for everyone else out there. 100%.
That's, mm, this is a kind of supernatural question,
Absolutely. Let's go.
and that is, if you could have any superpowers, which one would you have?
I think okay. My gut reaction all the time is I want to fly.
Wait.
I want to fly, but if I wanted to get like more advanced, I'd want to be able to tap into like the energy of nature in the world and the universe more than flying, because then I could just like hop. I don't know. I probably would be able to figure out how to fly from that, but I'd want to, yeah, learn how to harness and tap into for goodness, the energy, the pulse of the universe and the trees and the nature, and all the science behind it. I'd want to be able to like tap into that and be a part of it and the knowledge, like harness that knowledge. That's what I would want to do. So I take back flying. That's what I want.
Both are pretty great.
It's true. Or would you fly? Wait, what's yours?
Time traveling.
What was it?
Time traveling.
Oh, that would be cool too.
or
Is there a time you go back to?
or being invisible. So I can play stupid jokes on everyone.
Oh, that'd be funny. Oh, that's hilarious. That's a good one.
Uh,
That's a good.
but to answer your question, I always say this, and this is a little bit a personal side of me. I
Yeah.
always say I want to go back to the time my dad still lived, because he passed away 7 years ago this month.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Did you get to take anyone with you when you time traveled, or would it just be you? Like, could you take me to
Yeah.
meet your dad? Okay, cool.
And my best friend, I would also bring my best friend.
Yes, a very select crew of people.
And
That
maybe
also includes
Jess.
and Jess.
We can hang
Yes,
out with
your crew.
or four. Us four.
Absolutely, that would be so fun.
And also, I would go back to like really in the history.
Yeah,
That would also be
yeah,
fun.
that would be fun. Very fun.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Okay, the next is kind of funny. I wrote this down myself because I was a little bit curious.
Hmm.
You told me that this was your first interview like this, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
What do you think about it now? We're almost at the end.
Oh no, I'm having a blast. I think it feels like we're just like hanging out on a phone and just learning more about each other. I'm like, yeah, it's fun. I like telling, stories about being on set or filming or about your co-stars or um sharing little tidbits of your life. I think this is a blast. Anytime you want to do this, let's do it. I think it's really fun.
Maybe I will bring Jess with all of the ones I'm thinking of.
Oh, like do like a 3-person interview. That'd be so fun. Or I wonder, let's manifest. Maybe Jess and I can work together on another one.
Yeah,
And then do an interview with we'll be sitting next to each other and we'll do the same thing. That would be really fun.
yeah.
Let's manifest that.
People hire those still.
Yeah, right. I should also connect with my friend Jack. I'll show you his Instagram so you
Yeah.
can talk
Maybe
to him.
I have already. I don't know.
Oh, maybe you have. Yeah, maybe you have. So I always actually he's gonna kill me for this. I don't remember his last name often because in school we played husband and wife,
Mhm.
and the last name of his character was Dempsey, so I put it in my phone as Jack Dempsey. I think Byram is his last name, but I have him in my phone as Jack Dempsey because his character's last name was Dempsey. So I feel like that happens all the time though with actors. They put it with like their character because like it's the person, but it's the actor, it's the character they're playing. Anyway, he'll come for me later, I guess, if he watches this, and he'll be like, you don't have my real name in your phone." I'm like, "No, I don't." Sorry. Love you though.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more.
Let's go.
Okay. Is there any countries you would love to visit?
Is there any what
Countries that you would love to visit that you haven't already been to?
places?
Yeah.
My cousin lives in New Zealand, so I'd love to go visit her there. Um, I've never been to Ireland or Scotland. I'd love to go there. Um, where else do I want to go? I want to manifest some time in LA because I really haven't been. That's not like a traveling place, but that's like, an actor place. I think that would be, and just maybe like like go to Europe in general and really get to be immersed in the history. I mean, I guess, I'm from the States, but I'm Polish, Italian, and French Canadian specifically. I could just go up to Canada. So that would be one of them. Go to like Quebec but I haven't spent much time in Italy. I don't know much about my Polish side of the family. So like just going to Europe and being immersed in, and then, my partner is German and Irish too. So like just doing a whole little, European travel. The places I have been, I did get to go to Belize. In Central America, I've gotten to do a little bit of. I went on a cruise to the Mediterranean once, so I've gotten to see like a little bit of that area. We stayed. This was years ago. I stayed in Venice, but on a farm in Venice, not like the Venice and the boats. But that was really really cool because it was just quiet. It was peaceful. That was probably one of my favorites. Ate really good food. But yeah, I'm not the most well traveled, so maybe Europe would be the first stop, and New Zealand. That'd be fun.
Did I tell you from which country I am?
Yeah, you're
Uh,
did you say it was Norway?
What did you
No.
say?
Where? I don't wanna embarrass myself. Where
What did you say?
you did once. You did once, and I don't want and I
Sorry, I'm laughing. I don't.
you have to tell me again.
Netherlands.
Oh, the Netherlands. Netherlands?
Yeah,
Norway?
Netherlands.
Netherlands. What time is it for you over there?
Um, 9,
Nine at
9
night.
p.m. In the evening.
Cool. I was nervous you were gonna be like, it's 4 a.m. And I was gonna be like, let's get you to bed. I'm so sorry.
No, or else I wouldn't have agreed to it.
Yeah, you'd be like, girl, you're crazy. No.
Maybe in the weekends, because I have done one once that was started on like 1:30 a.m.
Mm, party.
and it ended at like 3 in the
That's crazy. At least we're not doing that.
No. I need to go to work tomorrow, so I can't go up.
You need to sleep.
Yeah, I love sleeping.
Yes. I know I'm learning to sleep more. Not I'm learning it's necessary to your well-being.
Yeah,
So
sleep is really important.
yep, yep.
The next question was, if you have a bucket list, what's on your bucket list?
I I wanna like go be by water more. I wanna go to more museums. I wanna travel more. Uh I wanna go to Sleepy Hollow specifically, just north of New York City, because of
Mhm.
like the legend of Hollow. And
Yeah,
I want to. I was running a marathon just popped into my head, but I don't want to do that actually. I don't want to do that. Um,
I have a
and
joke
then I
in
guess
my head.
you have a what?
A joke in my head.
Say it. What is it?
Go to a Demi Lovato concert with me.
Yes. Go to a concert, Demi Lovato concert. What else do I want to do? I want to pick up my guitar and play piano again. Um, go to New Zealand. Um, yeah, I don't know. Kind of that. maybe that's boring. I want to do
Yeah,
more like, you know, some simple things.
it's not boring. Don't say that. Wait.
True.
This is in a way a kind of similar question to an earlier one.
Mm.
Is there do you have a routine on set?
Ooh. Um, I like to show up to the space. And if I have time before you have to like, you know, do hair and makeup and everything is just sort of like get myself settled, get my stuff settled, um, and sort of just get centered on where we're going to be filming for the day or where the office is going to be for the day. Um, I like to say hi to everyone that I see, because we're all going to do this together. And so we need to be able to, you know, um, I think everyone is just as important, if not more important than me. And yeah, I like to get settled and sort of just, there can be a lot of downtime. So I like to just settle in and just get in my body. Sometimes do like a little physical warm up if I can. Caffeinate and eat if you know there's they have food for us. So it's definitely a routine of mine that's still like developing, but I like to go in, be quiet, say hi to everyone, get in the space, get centered, sort of take in the environment and caffeinate and eat and just get prepared. I mean, and go over my scenes for the day and everything. And but that's a lot of work that I've done beforehand. So just make sure that like I remember what I'm doing, I remember what I'm there for, see if there's any changes in the script overnight, and just sort of remind myself of what's important and maybe if there's something new that has come in my brain that I want to play with or something like that.
What is the best career advice you ever got?
Mm. Hmm. Oh, best career advice I ever got was um you it was from my teacher, um, Suzanne Esper, love her. She said, you have to have a point of view on the world because if you don't have a point of view in the world, how can you expect to step into the point of view of someone else? And that was the best career advice, I would say, because it started the process of me having a conversation with myself about what the world meant to me. And if the world doesn't mean something to me in very clear terms, then I wouldn't get to have a long-term career because I wouldn't get to have a say in what I was doing, have a say in the type of people I wanted to play, the shows I wanted to be in. Um, and so if I constantly just think back to what the world means to me, then I have a say in my life, and that means I have a say in my career. And there's so much pressure in this industry to, you know, take the note from the director, take the note from this person, be this, be that, do these types of roles, you know, put yourself together in this way. But if you constantly do what is reflected back to you, it's not going to be you.
Mhm.
And so I take that as the best career advice because that was the way I'm able to make a career out of an ultimately gig lifestyle. Because you know you only get to make the film for however many days, right?
Yeah,
So if I make a life out of this, then my life will be also my career. Yeah.
no.
Thank
I love your answer a lot.
you. Yeah, it goes for anything, I guess, too. You know.
That's true. Uh, what do you hope to? Yeah, it's kind of we already talked a little bit about this, but what do you hope to achieve in your future career or personal life?
Ooh. Well, so one of my favorite things about being an artist, being an actor is that like your it's your this endeavor is your life in art. So acting work is self work and self work is acting work. And so they're intertwined for me. I would not be one thing without the other. And so in terms of what the question is, what would I like to achieve, right, in my career, in my personal life? I would like to achieve in my personal life a life that is vibrant and conducive to the artistic life I desire to live, which means that gives me enough space to expand as a human being, to learn about people, to learn about the world, to learn about the world that we live in, and honor the exciting and the mundane. Uh, and I would like to, life is too short to get to live all the versions of life you can live. And so I would like to achieve in my personal life a partnerhood, a structure, a family that aims towards the vision of an artistic life. That means that I honor, I honor the trees, I honor the people, I honor the community, I honor the versions of life I get the opportunity to play in a role or if I'm in a show. And so, in terms of my career, I would like to achieve playing a vast amount of characters and people so I can see a lot more of the world that way. Like, one of the reasons that I'm so drawn to doing this is because if I can trick my nervous system to experience an experience that someone else experienced somewhere, because, we all write from what we know, then that would make that experience not only less alone for the person who experienced it, if I can recreate it, but then you might be watching or someone might be watching it, and together we're all sort of experiencing that togetherness. And so that's something I'd like to achieve artistically. But in terms of like something that's more career, I would like to achieve what would feel successful to me would be if I was my own type and because you hear about like typecast, right?
Mhm.
I would like to be my own type that just happens to fit into other lives. Like I am Janelle Yull, I am one type of person. And sometimes someone might want my Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Someone might want my Lucy from, but there's another person out there who could do also a very convincing Lucy as well. And so my goal for a career in terms of imaging and branding would be that I am the center and I am the type, and that vessel can mold and expand and be those other things. But it all comes back to the same person. I think, yeah. Those are very like philosophical answers, but there you go.
No, I really love that you gave me the
Thank you.
chills.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love being like technically if you think about this, like being an actor is a passed down craft that has been here for like thousands of years. And the
Mhm.
the art of storytelling, the act of storytelling is something that we've all done together. And as, we find more ways to do it as, technology gets greater and greater as we live in a world with AI, the thing that will bring us back together is telling stories to one another.
Mhm.
And it's just human, it's innate, it's something that we naturally do. What creates community and in a cool way. Like here we are, like sorry, I thought it was a bug. Here we are. I was doing actually story time, a self tape once, and there was a bug crawling down like the pipe next door, and it's on camera because I was filming a safe self tape, and I just like screamed and like ran away or whatever. But anyway, here we are on like separated by literally so much space,
Mhm.
um, and but we're able to communicate, and so like we can either scare us or make us stronger, and like we're still communicating, we're still watching the same things together but separate. And I think it can be really uniting, especially now when we need it.
Yeah.
So,
This is one of my favorite, all-time favorite questions. If you could step into any show or movie, not a vertical, which one would you choose?
okay. If I could step into Hades Town on Broadway right now, I would. Right now. Love that show. I would play every role right now. Here we go. In terms of if I could step into a world right now, I would step into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I would step into Hunger Games. I would step into what is like a Jane Austen novel. I would step into Bridgerton as a world. I would step into Pirates of the Caribbean. I would step into some superhero movie. Oh, it is a bug. Oh, and then I would step into a superhero movie. Particularly, I mean, yeah, Marvel, but DC has a little bit more of like a sort of like, or like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. I'd step into that world. It's funny on set. They asked me, when Lucy was doing her crazy bit, they were like, "We want Harley Quinn. Give us Harley Quinn." So I was like, "Okay, I'll give it to you." So, yeah, those would be the worlds. What worlds would you want to step into?
I always say the Vampire Diaries.
Which one?
The Vampire Diaries.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that would be fun. Can I join you? Can
Yeah,
I add that to my list?
yeah,
Okay. I think you'd make a good vampire. Would you want to be a vampire?
yeah.
Yeah, you'd make a good vampire.
I'm so fascinated by vampires.
That's so crazy. A superhero movie. I feel like Ron Weasley from Harry Potter. 'Cause he hates
Really,
spiders.
that's true. Yeah,
All right, hit me with it. What's your last question?
I always
Can I see
end
kill a
with
spider?
this one, and maybe you already know what I'm gonna say, but do you want to say something to the viewers who are watching our talk right now, or maybe have seen the Mommy Why Did Daddy Let Me Die?
Say to
Or no?
folks who alrighty. For the folks watching Mommy, Why Did Daddy Let Me Die? William is frustrating because he just can't see what's right in front of him. And but you got to keep watching because the twist doesn't happen until like the very end. And the twist is my money. My like where I got to shine. So like you got to watch it. And to people watching verticals in general, keep watching them. And if you like me playing evil people like Lucy, tell say how much you love me and want me to come back and see me more. um but in general, now that we've gotten to sit here on our virtual on your red couch, as we plan your podcast, um to if there's anyone, if there's an actor out there, if there's an artist out there, if there's just a person out there, the same things that I wanted to tell myself, I'm going to tell to you. Like, you were right all along. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The world is made up, so you get to make up your own world. So go do it, and have fun with it. Take yourself seriously, be just but take yourself just as seriously as you take your fun. Take your fun seriously too. So that's what I want to say. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, what are you gonna say to your viewers, to your the friends watching at home? What are you gonna say?
Ooh, I never done that.
Well, maybe people should start asking you since you're so kind enough to ask us questions. Yeah, what would you say? Because you've done this is 44, your 44th interview. So I'm sure you have a lot to say.
Mm, you get me starstruck.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Listen to your own feelings and let nobody influence you.
Right on. My empty coffee. Cheers to that. Boom. Actually,
The not so
yeah.
empty cup.
Have that. Yeah, actually, also have that third cup of coffee That's just a second. But it's like 3:30 over here, so like there's no need. But I love it. That's another routine of mine. Yeah, caffeinate.
Yeah, yes.
But like it's every day, set or no set.
Just like me with my
With yours, yeah. Mate.
yeah. But that were all
Yeah.
the questions I had.
This was so much fun. I can't wait to, call you when I have another one. Maybe I won't be evil this time. Or maybe I will. Who knows? I just sent in 2 auditions too, so
Ooh,
that's what you really do as an actor. You just professionally audition for free. That's all you do.
that's true.
But you
Um,
get to see so
but before we wrap,
yeah.
I want to ask you one more thing, and that is, do you want to see our talk before I'm gonna post it, or are you okay with me just posting it?
Just post it.
Okay.
I trust you.
also
Go off.
the you spider thing.
If you want to, by all means, listen, I'm an open book. It happened. You use whatever you want.
It is
So
funny. You see me constantly laughing.
it was funny. Well, the thing is, I turned around and I was like, oh, I thought it was a bug. Never mind. And then I saw it again, and it was just this bug with like the two front legs were longer, and it was spotted. And I was like, I don't know about that. Damn,
No, but
I just feel
that's
bad killing it. I couldn't focus. I was of the cameo by my lovely mother handing me her shoe and tissues. So yeah, you use whatever you want to use. If I said it and I am sad that I said it, I shouldn't have said it. So it
no,
is what it is.
that's for me important to know.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you
And I also want to say thank you for doing this with me. It's
for
ended
having
up a
me.
pretty long one.
Yeah.
It's
So
almost. Do you want to know something funny? It's almost my longest conversation.
oh well, I'm a yapper. You see, so my partner, so he is not an artist, an actor, or anything like that. And which is great because I get to be the crazy one. I get to be the emotional one. And we met when we went to like a wedding. I didn't know many people there, and so I had to shout out to Kristen and Casey. That was the wedding we went to. Have to give them a plug if this makes it on there. But I'm really just telling you. So essentially, I had to talk. You just sort of get to know people, but when you don't know anyone that you're sitting with, you're kind of the one doing a lot of the talking because you're trying to make the conversations. Since you interview people, sometimes you have to be the one that is
Yeah.
doing a lot of the question asking. Um, and so where was it going with that? Oh, so he said that so my last name is Yull, Yull. So he would call me like Yap and Yule. And my family and I, we love to talk. We love to just like hear about each other's day. It was like a huge part of my childhood. We'd like you have dinner together every single night. And so we're really involved in each other's lives in that way. And so it makes sense to me and I'm gonna tell him that you told me that, because it makes sense that this is the longest because that's what I said though. It sounded like we were like hanging out, like we were just chatting on your red couch, and just a really long conversation, but that's hilarious and that makes sense. And I will be telling him that you said that.
Yeah, do that.
It's the spider's fault.
No, because that was
No,
like 1.5 minutes, so it's more you
and at
talking.
the end too. My fault. So funny. Well, I had a blast. I had a fun time.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for
thank you so
doing
much for
this with me, and I will let you know when I'm gonna post this.
yes, please. Thank you so so much.
You, thank you.
So we'll chat. It's not like we're not gonna like message now. We're friends now. So
I
all right. Well, I'll tell you that next time. I don't want to yap anymore. Just it's great. But next interview we do, because we're manifesting here. I'll tell you all about how own your morning started, and
Oh yeah, do that.
yeah. You also have to get ready for bed. It's like 9:30 over there. So
Yeah. That's true.
alrighty.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
Shauna,
Have
thank
a
you so
great
much.
rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. I'm gonna go clean up the spider now. Okay.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.